Nowadays, you have to face loads of expectations. And I'm not talking about expectations towards yourself. I'm talking of expectations from outside. I know science says that the expectations, your high expectations, stress you. I see it a bit different because your expectations drive you towards your goal or your vision. And that is important. But nowadays, when you're not, so to say, self-employed, but for example, an employee, your employer has got high expectations how well you have to perform. He will ask you to do certain tasks in less time. The work density of the last 10 years has risen dramatically, and that is what stresses you. Of course, you understand that your employer is asking high levels of quality of work density. The trouble nowadays is we don't have much innovation. So work density is where the revenue comes in and where it rises. That is on you. The quality and the performance you will show will decrease. And I think you can see it in many places already, and it's shocking. You are ambivalent about this situation. Of course, you understand your employee, as I mentioned. It is not aligned with yourself, and it's not perhaps your speed of working. And there it gets tricky because that is bringing you into a burnout. Of course, when your employer is asking you to be faster, you will start to find new ways to do a certain task. And that is absolutely fine, that is healthy. The trouble is, this kind of work and this faster speed doesn't slow down anymore. And that's where it gets stressful, because you have to perform it all the time, and that's what you can't keep up with. In addition, your family has got expectations. Perhaps your parents live with you, they need your help, you have children to raise, etc., etc. I don't want to go into that because I think that's something most people know. The government is stepping into private lives more and more. That is stress we are not used to yet. Our laws they create, the legal system is adjusting, is more and more stepping into anybody's private life. In Germany, it goes that far partly that when you have got a driveway to park a car and a parking space, you have to get rid of it and you have to plant greens. And if you can't afford it, you have to take a credit. And that's how far things go over here. And that's when you start really to become ambivalent. Of course, you understand we need the green, we need the trees, and you're aligned with that. You don't really understand, why is it me? They have approved of the parking and the driveway 15 years ago. And all of a sudden, I have to get rid of it. That is where the expectations are tricky, because you are not aligned with it. And that's why even science is saying when you have got high expectations and want to be perfect, it can stress you. If you ask me, these expectations stress us a lot more because we are not aligned with these expectations, because all of a sudden it is us who has to act and takes our private freedom, because that's what it is. We have to be really tolerant for these kind of decisions. That's where decision making, priorities and mindfulness get even more important than they've ever been.